Do husbands actually want their wives to lose weight after giving birth?
What type of... Are you literally trying to get me in trouble?
These are what the people are asking.
Jeez.
I'm the voice of the
gosh.
people. Does it feel different down there after birth?
I feel like it goes back, but it doesn't go to exactly.
You like it as much?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very...
I think I like it pretty good.
Do men actually care what we wear in the bedroom?
Yes.
Matt loves...
Lingerie.
Lingerie.
I used to think it was called that. Ever since I was a kid, I was like, that word is pronounced lingerie.
Why do you see it written so many times?
I don't know.
What's up, dudes?
And welcome back to the Unplanned podcast.
Woo!
Today we are wearing our merch. We are twinning. We got blue What's Up Dudes merch on. If you're watching, you can obviously see that.
You look really good in this color.
You do too.
Really?
I think it's cute when we wear matching outfits.
It is cute.
Like, you know when people are like, oh no, I wore the same thing as my spouse. Like, I think that's kind of funny. I think that's kind of cute when that happens.
It's cute, especially because I feel like it starts to happen naturally the longer you're married.
And it's been happening to us.
Like my grandparents,
They do it all the
they're just
time.
twinning all the time. They're like, oh, we didn't plan this. It just happens. I'm like,
So cute.
you just start to send little brain messages to, I don't know, when you're picking your outfit out.
It's weird how we can read each other's minds at this point in our marriage.
Wait, what were we doing the other day when I literally guessed the exact thing on your mind?
We're actually filming a YouTube video. It's in our YouTube video.
Oh, and I did it right.
Yeah, you literally got it right. Well, if you haven't gotten your merch already, it says "What's up, dudes?" Super, super cool. It's been on sale with our code. If you used our code, we'll actually have a code in the description if you guys want to use that to get a discount on the merch. Because it's still live, and they're great Christmas gifts. Maybe your friend listens to the podcast and you surprise them with a "What's Up, Dudes" hoodie.
Yeah, it says the up is the UP for Unplanned podcast.
Yeah.
So that was a thoughtful little detail.
Well, shall we get into these questions?
We saw some of our new friends, Jess and Gabe, do this video, but this trend has been going around forever, and I think it's fun to do asking my husband questions people might be too afraid to ask.
Now, are we going juicy today? Because we actually did this same video back in the early days of YouTube, and we did juicy questions. So I don't know, are you going juicy or are you not going juicy?
Here's the thing. I asked people on the Unplanned podcast Instagram. So those of you that sent in questions, thank you so much. And if you're following us on that on Instagram, it's just Unplanned podcast,
Yeah,
right?
you can follow us. We'll put a little pop-up right here. So you
really
can
appreciate you engaging with this and being a part of this podcast. Some of them were extremely juicy. And now that we're parents, I feel like we have to dial it back. We've had a couple conversations about that. Got to be a little careful, even though we really are open books. But I think we still got some pretty juicy ones.
Ooh, okay.
Do men care if we smell?
Yeah, we do. We do. And honestly, babe, I really don't notice you being smelly. But
you really don't?
I don't. It's rare. Sometimes it happens, but usually when I point out you smelling bad is if you're getting on me about smelling bad, and then I'm like,
it's like a retaliation.
Okay. It's like a retaliation thing. Yeah.
Well, what about the other night when we were watching Stranger Things?
You farted and it smelled like freaking eggs.
That smells
so bad. And it wouldn't leave. I looked over, I'm like, you just farted, didn't you? It smelled
it's different
horrible.
now that we're married and like we've had 2 babies together. We're extremely comfortable. But like when we were in the dating stage, was there any time you're like, okay, she smells, but I don't want to say anything?
I don't know. I've never remembered you being like smelly. I don't think you're really that smelly.
But in general, if I was, you'd think you'd care.
Yeah, I would care. Yeah.
It'd be like a turn off if we were like in the newly dating stage.
Probably, yeah.
Does women's weight really matter?
I'm going to say no, and here's why. I think so much of the way that you look like is not connected to weight, I would say. Like Abby eats a lot of food. Abby probably weighs more than a lot of women her height, but Abby has a really good body, and it's because she's muscular, and muscle weighs a lot. So like if you ever go to pick up Abby, like she's a muscular woman.
I'm a tank.
Abby has traps. She has shoulders. She's got it all. Okay. Abby can do multiple pull-ups. She can do.
I cannot.
Yes, you can. You literally get in your head and then you just think that you can't do it, but you actually can.
I haven't attempted in a while.
So I'm gonna say no. I feel like people put way too much focus on their weight.
Like the number on the scale.
Yeah, and it's just like pay attention to the way that you look. I would say more. But you don't need to look like the quote unquote beauty standard, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like there's obviously a healthy body weight to have, but that looks differently for all sorts of people.
Like that number is different for all sorts of
that
people.
number is completely different.
I think that's very valid. Like you should be healthy, like take care of your health, but that health does not equate the number on this.
Bingo.
Like those are not parallel.
Bingo.
So I think that is a very good point there. And yeah, that's why I also have never shared my weight. I don't think I've ever shared my weight online.
Really? You've never done that?
Because it's not because I'm ashamed of my weight at all. It's just because I don't want other people comparing, like, oh, that's a healthy weight for Abby. That's probably a healthy weight for me. It doesn't work like that. So that's why I've never shared, like, the exact poundage. I think I shared how much I gained with pregnancy. But even that, I probably shouldn't have shared because then people are comparing that, and you shouldn't. So, yeah. Don't compare those numbers, even though because it is a number, it's so easy to compare. But don't do that. Okay, here's one. I already know the answer to it. Is doing the deed always on a man's mind, like they say?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's kind of crazy how much, like, you think about that.
I don't know. I feel...
Do you think about it every hour of the day?
Not every hour, I would say.
Every other hour?
It depends on the day. Like, okay, here's what's really interesting. So when you're in the thick of the newborn stage and you're not getting any sleep, it's crazy how you don't think about it. Because you are
that is connected with how rested you are.
Yeah. When you are so exhausted, like, I don't have any drive if I'm just completely exhausted and I don't think about it. And it's like, oh my God, because you think about 6 weeks, like, oh my gosh, like being married and going 6 weeks without doing it. But when you're completely and utterly exhausted, it's actually not that hard because you have so many other things on your mind.
I thought that was going to be way harder for you both times, but because you're so exhausted, like it's a biological or a medical thing. Like you're not going to feel like you want to.
No, your body like won't have the energy to have drive when you're completely depleted of energy. But I would say if I had to go 6 weeks, like getting lots of rest, eating right, just being like normal in life, like that's really hard,
Matt thinks about it a lot.
You don't think about it a lot?
Maybe once a day.
You know what's weird? This is actually so dumb how it all works because for men, like men want it more on average, I would say, than women do, yet women get the better climax. Like actually, like if you look at the science, women have so many more nerve endings than men, so I don't understand why it is that way. Like you're over here so like, I'm chilling, I'm good, I don't need it. But maybe you're just so satisfied. Maybe you're just like, maybe that's why. That's probably it, honestly.
Moving right along. That's so true. I mean, we talk about that a lot.
I envy you.
We're very blessed.
It's crazy though, like when you first get married you think, oh, we're never gonna stop, like it's just we're gonna keep up this pace, and as soon as kids come along, like that changes everything. Do
guys like it when a girl makes the first move? I feel like this is the classic question.
I'm gonna say no, actually.
Really? Because I feel like when I've heard other people do this, the guy says, do you think you're with the majority there?
I don't know. I just feel like when a girl plays hard to get, that just makes me want her more.
Oh.
And I didn't know if you liked me or not, so it made me want you more.
I liked you a lot.
It made you mysterious, but you didn't show it though. You didn't really hit on me. You talked to me.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, you didn't make it clear to me.
Well, I didn't want to make it clear to you because I wanted to make sure that you liked me.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it was easier to catch feelings for somebody. Maybe it's just the opposite for me, at least. Like, it was easier for me to, like, create feelings if a guy already liked me. Then I was like, oh, I like them. But maybe the opposite happens for you. You
never had feelings for guys that, like, didn't show interest first?
No, I did. Okay. But I'm saying, like, feelings could come on.
Okay.
Like, they could be manufactured if they already liked me.
Weird. Don't you find it so interesting?
Maybe I was just desperate.
Everybody ends up marrying somebody that they meet at their college, or okay, not a ton of people at their high school, or at their high school or their work. Like, isn't it so weird how it's so predictable who we marry? So predictable. You're going to college? Oh, you're going to meet your spouse in college, most likely. Okay, you meet them in college, you're going to go get a job somewhere after college and you'll meet your spouse at your job. Isn't that weird how simple it is?
People are meeting on dating apps now.
True, but it's weird how it works. It's not this whole romantic way of finding the person that we're sold this idea of how relationships are built in movies, and it's just not that way at all in the real world. If that makes sense.
I think it's pretty romantic that we met doing Mary Poppins.
That was romantic. We were 12.
You were a unitard.
Okay, next question.
You know, I was just thinking about.
What?
I was like not. I've been thinking about this a lot. I was the least boy crazy girl in the world. Not in the world, but I was like the least boy crazy of all my friends. My friends weren't even boy crazy. I don't remember giving boys a second thought in high school, really, unless they reached out to me on like Snapchat, and then I was like, maybe, and then I was like, yeah, actually, never mind. And then I stinking got married at 20, engaged at 19.
I was just always into women, like ever since I was a kid. I remember like in first grade, I was like, man, I wish I could kiss a girl. Like I don't know what it is, but I was the
You were thinking
oddball.
that?
Yeah, I was always thinking about it.
Wish I could kiss a girl.
It's like, I wish I could kiss a pretty girl. That'd be awesome.
Okay, so apparently, if you're a guy like Matt, you don't like it if girls make the first move.
No.
Okay, this is different for you.
What?
This is going to be your second or third cancellation. This episode is sponsored by ShipStation.
We know that we have a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners that listen to our podcast.
And that is why we are excited to share about ShipStation, because
ShipStation will save you time and money.
Yes, and this is how. Say you sell on Etsy, you sell on eBay, you sell on all these different websites. ShipStation will aggregate all of your orders for that day into one simple place.
Yes.
So you can just print off those labels, slap it on your product, and send it on your way. And you don't have to go log into each account and see your orders. And so it makes it so much simpler for you. And it also simplifies the return process as well.
Not only that, though, they save you money because you get discounts on shipping, up to 84% off USPS and UPS rates.
So it easily automates your shipping tasks, and you can manage orders and returns in one simple dashboard. Isn't simplicity what we all need a little bit more of during this crazy holiday season?
Mm-hmm.
Let your customers shop risk-free this holiday with ShipStation. Go to ShipStation.com and use code UNPLANNED today and sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's ShipStation.com, code UNPLANNED. Back to the episode.
What is the question, Abby? Let's get it.
Do guys mean it when they say their wife/girlfriend looks better without makeup?
Okay. Wow. Where do we begin? I mean, that's a guy to guy question. What do you mean?
That is all of these are.
It's a very specific.
You can't use Matt to represent all men.
Yeah.
And for any of these questions, but especially this one, because Matt likes it when I have. Well, let me also cover you. You never say, Abby, go put on makeup.
No, I've never once.
But when I explicitly ask you, hey, do you like it when I have my makeup done versus when I don't have my makeup on? You will tell me you do like it with a little makeup.
I do you like the way you look with makeup on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there something wrong with that? Is that bad? Is that wrong?
No, but I do think a common thing for guys to say is, I prefer my woman with no makeup on. And I would also challenge that person to say, are you sure they're not wearing makeup and not just like a very natural looking
I do like
makeup?
a natural look. I would say that you wear a natural style of makeup. Also, when other people do your makeup, they always don't do it right. Like, for some reason, people don't know how to do makeup on you, but you know how to do makeup on you.
Well, I think my eyes
like they do weird colors of lipstick and stuff.
Yeah, weird lipstick or like really dark eyes and dark eyebrows, which I like it pretty natural.
Like there's been a few times where people have done your makeup and I'm like, what did they do?
Yeah.
What did they do?
Maybe I just have a weird face.
I think your face is different than other people's faces, though. I think that's what it is. I think you know your face better than anybody else.
I know my weird
and they don't
face.
know your face, so they're trying to do makeup on your face and they can't figure it out.
It's a weird
but
face.
You know how to do it. You've got it. That's your face.
Well, I think I have large features. I have big eyes, big nose, bigger lips and cheeks and stuff. So you got to know how to work with the big features.
I've actually told you before, like you don't have makeup on. I'm like, wow, you look really good. Do you have makeup on? Like I asked you that because
sometimes I don't, and you say that.
Yeah, and
really
I can't tell. I'm like, you look really good. Like, do you have anything on?
It's
you look
usually
great.
the days that I'm freshly self-tanned.
When you wear self-tanner though, it looks hilarious.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
It's like you should like.
But when I rinse
dirt.
it off, it looks great.
It's true.
This is a big one. If he wanted to, he would. Actually true.
See, that's a tricky one.
Because maybe some guys are just shy.
It's true. It's true that like if somebody really wanted something, they're just gonna do it. That if they really want you, they're just going to make it happen. But life can get complicated, and sometimes things get in the way, and sometimes maybe you are a sleep-deprived parent and you have a newborn, and the whole if he wanted to, he would thing doesn't apply because you can't expect the most from your spouse when they are going through the thick of it, if that makes sense. I can't expect you to be the, you know, on like I can't expect you to be some incredible wife when you are nursing a child and trying to keep a baby alive. I just can't expect that from you. I can expect you to be, I think, kind and just like not mean. Well, you know, like mean things. I don't know. I'm like rambling right now, but yes, I think like situations can change things, but that one's complicated.
I think you're totally right. I think that if he wanted to, he would, is oversimplifying it. Like,
yeah,
if a guy likes you, they're going to show it to you. But, you know, there's so many life circumstances that can make these things that you see on social media or TV just impossible for that person. Like, I don't know. I see like these guys do these huge gestures where they set up this glamorous date, and then the comments are all, if he wanted, this is proof that if he wanted to, he would. It's like, that was an expensive gesture right there. And maybe this guy is a great partner for you, but maybe he's just not financially able to provide that right now. Or, you know, there could be a whole other list of reasons why that is not possible at the time. And that shouldn't be like a red flag or any reason to break up with somebody. Do husbands actually want their wives to lose weight after giving birth?
What type of, are you literally trying to get me to say something that's going to get me in trouble?
These are what the people are asking.
Jeez.
I'm the voice of the people.
I mean,
you're speaking on behalf of men.
Gosh, I mean, probably, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't expect some crazy timeline. Like, I recognize my privilege in that you like to work out 5 days a week and you have really good genes and you just look great. Like, I recognize that I'm very fortunate to have a wife that is just a very fit woman all around. So
but
I don't know.
I will say I don't look like I did before I had a baby.
That's
Nowhere
true.
close.
I mean, I think there's something to be like when you're married. I think you need to have enough respect for your spouse to stay in like decent shape. I'm not saying to be some crazy fitness queen or king. I'm just saying to take care of yourself so that you look appealing to your spouse. But then you also have unique circumstances where maybe some people have a health condition and it's really hard to keep off weight. And some people, you know, a lot of people, like I'm fortunate, I have a really fast metabolism. You have a really fast metabolism. So we probably don't need to work out as much as other people to keep a slimmer build. But anyway.
And healthy set weight for each person is different. I think this is more saying like the weight that specifically they gained during pregnancy.
Yeah, which I don't think you're back to your pre-pregnancy weight.
Definitely
and
not.
I think you look awesome.
That's the thing. I'm like, you always tell me all the time how beautiful you think I am and that you love the changes that my body has gone through that sometimes I don't even love myself. Like, you know, extra skin, stretch marks, wider hips, like obviously.
Yeah, I think having
sagginess, like things like that, like you always tell me how beautiful you love that and like how womanly you think that is and how you think it's really cool that it like, maybe you haven't said it in this way, but basically like it tells the story of like having babies, like our boys.
I think having the expectation that they go back to their pre-pregnancy weight is an unrealistic expectation. And having the expectation that your spouse goes back to looking the way they did before having babies,
that's crazy.
That's a completely unrealistic expectation.
If a mom is just solely responsible for taking care of the kids, you know, there's no way in the world. I think about all the time how privileged I feel like that I'm able to go to the gym as often as I am because a lot of moms are watching their kids all day and they can't get away and they can't make a healthy meal, you know. So all these issues are more complicated than you think. But yeah, I think that's definitely fair.
I feel like we could ask some juicier questions.
Okay, this one's juicy. You want juicy? Okay, here's juicy.
What do we got?
Do men actually care what we wear in the bedroom?
Yes, 100% yes. 1,000,000% yes.
I don't know.
5,000,000% yes.
We actually talk about this all the time. Yes. Matt loves when I wear something spicy.
Lingerie. I used to think it was called that. Did you know that? Really? I literally always thought it was lingerie. Ever since I was a kid, I was like, that word is pronounced lingerie.
Why do you see it written so many times?
I don't know.
You're You're nasty.
Oh my god.
You're disgusting.
Okay.
Matt, talk more about this then.
Okay.
Do you actually care what we wear in the bedroom?
Yes,
what do you want to see in a bedroom?
You care about what you wear. I think it freaks women. No, you do, because I think it freaks women. If a dude just takes it all off, women are freaked out. They're like, put that away. Put that away right now.
Put on some clothes. What we wear, not what men wear.
Like, what you want me to wear is just like some American Eagle white boxers. Something very simple, a staple, basic piece.
Not those loose boxers.
Okay.
And probably not American
Which pair
Eagle.
of boxers would you like me to wear?
My favorite are your Tommy Johns.
Not the ones with hearts. I've got the hearts ones on right now.
Like those are funny.
I wore those specifically to woo you.
Did you actually?
Yes.
You know, you just got sent some silk boxers. You should
try
try
to get laid, ladies and gentlemen.
No. That's the way you do it. You wear smoochy lips boxers.
I wore my smoochy boxers.
So you do care. What do you like to see, huh, Matt Howard?
Personally, I told you this, babe, and you've made progress. I think you have at least one bra and pair of underwear that match. But when you
I have several.
When your bra and your underwear match, I think that's really hot. I really do. And you don't even need to wear the lingerie anymore. You just need to have the matching set.
My problem is that I wash my underwear daily, but I don't necessarily wash my bras
Get
daily.
multiple pairs of the same color. Problem solved.
Okay. Well, you can place the order.
And what's so interesting about the lingerie thing is I think you get self-conscious about the way that you look in it when it's like, I think you look awesome. So, I don't know. I guess I understand that you need to wear it for yourself, but I'm like, I'm going to wear whatever the heck you want me to wear so that I woo you. So, I like it when you wear it.
I should wear it. This episode is sponsored by one of our all-time favorite baby brands, Dreamland Baby. Both of our babies use their Dreamland weighted sleep sack for every nighttime sleep, every nap. They are amazing, you guys.
Yes.
If you don't know what they are, they're a gently weighted sleep sack that helps your baby fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. It basically just feels like they're getting a nice cozy hug all day. They have a swaddle version for when your baby's super, super little, but then the swaddle can also transition where they can stick their arms out and use them for up to like the first 6 months of their life.
Yeah.
And then they have another one. And then our toddler's now on his third sleep sack. I will say, if you're having sleep issues with your baby or you know someone that's having sleep issues with their baby, please, this holiday season, give them the gift of a little extra sleep. I swear by this thing. I really do. I love this product, and our babies will be using these for a very long time. If there are future babies, they will also have a Dreamland. So go to dreamlandbabyco.com and enter our code UNPLANNED at checkout to receive 20% off site-wide and free shipping. This offer is for new and existing customers.
Free shipping, 20% off. You heard it right here, people. Back to the episode.
This one just says, Matt, when will my boyfriend mature? He thinks periods are gross. SMH.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, something...
Girl, you got to drop him.
No.
Here's the thing, guys.
You've never thought periods were gross.
There's never going to be somebody that fits every single criteria that you have, because perfect people don't exist in this world. So look, maybe your person thinks periods are gross, but maybe they're an amazing leader, and they're very kind, and they're caring, and I don't know, so yes, if somebody has a bunch of things wrong with them, maybe run the other way. But if it's they're all these great things, but they do think periods are gross, it's okay, well, maybe that's just one of those things that you have to put up with.
Yeah.
But I personally don't. I think they're awesome. I think it's beautiful. I think it's womanly. I love women. I love my woman.
You think it's awesome?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, that's your body's process of letting the egg go, and then that's kind of, it's how you make babies, right? You need
Can I tell
all
them
that.
a really nasty story? Well, I mean, you probably don't think it's nasty,
about?
but do you know what story I'm thinking
No, I have no
about
idea.
regarding my period?
No, I have literally no idea. What are you about to say?
So I haven't had a period for a while because I have been pregnant, and then I also had an IUD. So I really have had, in our marriage, I've probably had 2 cycles where I've had a period. Well, one of those times, or maybe this was even before we got married.
Oh, this is when I literally cleaned out your menstrual cup. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So I used a cup because for several reasons. I think that menstrual cups are probably better than...
Wait, this was before we were married, because you didn't even need one because you had an IUD when we got married, and then it was just completely...
we were probably engaged. No, we were engaged because we were living... Where I was living was the coop.
Why did I clean out your menstrual cup for you? What happened?
Well, okay. What happened was when I took it out, I didn't do this a lot, but one time it just flung.
Okay. And it spilled everywhere.
So gross.
And it got on the carpet.
So gross.
And then I think I cleaned it all up.
Cleaned it all up.
Yeah.
I think I was just having one of those days. I had like a long shift at the restaurant we were working at.
Yeah.
And I was obviously on my periods. I was already feeling drained and over it. And then I spilled it and then you cleaned it up. So that's proof that Matt really doesn't mind periods.
Doesn't bother me.
That was pretty out there. That was asking a lot.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't ask you to do that.
It's funny how
That's so gross. Now, I honestly, maybe I'm a little grossed out by periods.
Why?
It's one thing for me to take care of it. It's another thing for you to.
Oh, I don't mind.
What were you about to ask me?
Don't bother me. Nothing.
Okay, this one I actually just really want to know.
Are you tired? Do you need a nap?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
What are you actually doing in the bathroom for 45 minutes?
Really good question.
Is it inappropriate?
No, so I'll actually edit. I'll do edits in the bathroom.
So you're on your phone?
Yes. And sometimes I get sidetracked. But what's funny is I feel very productive in the bathroom. I can respond to messages. I can respond to email. I just get a lot done while I'm on the toilet.
So you don't actually have to go number 2 that long.
Well, I do. And just getting to have the extra time allows me to kind of relax. I don't have to try to push it all out at once.
Oh my gosh. So you really are going that whole time?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that. I refuse to believe that.
So, okay, if it's 45 minutes, no. But if I'm in there for 10 minutes, yeah, I am going the whole time.
That's crazy.
How can you go so fast? That's my question. Sometimes, like, you're in and out, and I'm like, there's no way you just went poop.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Because I go when I have to go.
I don't understand that. How do you make it happen that quickly? Because it doesn't happen that way for me. Is this a male and female thing? Is this actually biological?
Maybe you're always constipated.
There has to be a biological explanation for this, because I always hear about husbands spending time in the bathroom and women don't, and I do too. So I don't know why it is that way.
Sometimes I spend a long time if I just need a break. I need some me time. Okay.
What?
Do you guys like it when their partner initiates?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, this person says it's uncomfortable for me, which is actually probably the way a lot of women feel. Maybe they just feel awkward initiating that. But men like it.
Yeah, I really do.
So that's different from what I heard from you earlier, Matt.
What do you mean?
Howard, you said you don't like it when women initially make the first move.
It's completely different though. Like when your spouse or your lover
within a marriage.
Yes, wants to make love, and they're just that you walk out. Like if later today you walked out in lingerie and I'm just like chilling, and then you just start to make out with me, I would literally lose it. And then you took off my clothes, I would lose it. I would go crazy. That'd be awesome.
Oh, this one's kind of juicy. When married, do you think it's normal to spend more time over the holidays with the wife's side?
Totally normal. I think that just has to be how it is. I don't know. It was always that way with my family growing up. We always went to my mom's side of the family. Mm-hmm. We're already doing that with your family. Like we split it fairly evenly, but it definitely leans in the direction of your family. And that's just how it works. And I'm sure that makes you sad because we have 2 boys. Yeah,
that's what I've been thinking about a lot recently. And then we're always going to be dad's side of the family, which...
Unless they're gay, and then you don't know. Maybe it will be our side of the family.
No matter what, they're not going to be the moms.
Wait, I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, because if it's 2 dudes...
But then I guess it's even if they're both dad's side of the family.
Exactly, and then it's both dads, so then you don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, guess you're right. We can only hope. Just kidding. Okay. Will you give your boys the talk and tell them how babies are made?
You never had the talk with your parents.
I never did.
And I had the talk with my parents. Do you wish that you would have had the talk?
Yeah, I do wish that we would have had the talk, but also it's not like
Who told you?
The streets.
Do you remember when it happened?
The streets taught me.
But like, who was it in the streets?
Some people at school told me that a baby was made. I distinctly remember this. Okay, actually, you want to know this true story?
Yeah, tell me that. I want to know.
So it started when I was changing with my friend for dance, and we were completely naked.
Okay.
We were both girls.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you know that blood comes out of there sometimes instead of pee? And I was like, nope, it's just pee that comes out of there. And then that's when I started to think. I was like, what does it mean? And then I asked my mom about blood, and then she told me about periods. And it never really progressed from there until someone at school told me that if you sleep with someone naked, you get pregnant. And so I believed that for a while. I was like, man, I really got to make sure my clothes stay on when I sleep with my brother.
That is so weird that you thought that.
Because I thought that's
That's
like,
so
I got
crazy.
so confused. And then somewhere along the way, I'm pretty sure I knew before they gave us the talk at school. Do you remember getting the talk at school?
Yeah, I knew way before that.
Oh, really?
Way before.
I think they gave us the talk at school when I was in 4th grade. And it was like, just around the corner. Well, they do the girls talk before the boys talk because girls go through puberty generally before boys. So in 4th grade, they had all the boys leave the room and it was just the girls. And then they played this video that was called Just Around the Corner. Did you guys have that?
No.
Oh, so it was like playing the song like Just Around the Corner and like tried to make puberty sound like this joyful, exciting thing. And then they gave all the girls a pack that had a mini deodorant in it, a maxi pad, and no tampons, just a maxi pad, and like a couple other random hygiene things for like when puberty happens. And then all the boys come in and we had to hide them. It was like mortifying. Like if they could ever find out that we had a maxi pad with us. And then all the boys were like, what was it about? What was your video about? Like they were all asking.
Did they explain sex? Did they talk about sex that day?
You know what? You would think that those two conversations would go hand in hand, but I don't think they talked about sex.
Okay. Because I was thinking it'd be like some kid at school just said, hey, this is how videos are made, and explain it to you. And
no, I think I
like
probably figured it out between Friends and movies. And
okay.
I don't know when I found out.
Okay.
Probably by 6th grade.
Okay. Well, that's good. We'll definitely give our kids the talk.
Probably you will. Because I feel like maybe like the moms should talk to their daughters and the dads, in an ideal situation, talk to their sons.
Don't get a girl pregnant. I don't know what I'm going to say to my kid. We're going to have it like way before they're going through. Like we're going to have just a natural conversation when they're younger.
Are we going to let our boys have girls alone in their room?
Probably not a good idea. I mean, what they decide when they're adults is up to them, but like
say they're seniors in high school. We were alone in rooms.
That's like 17 years in the future. I don't really want to think about that right now. Can we just not think about that?
What makes a first date successful?
Just some sort of connection. Just some sort of relationship built.
That's true.
Connection.
Would you be scared if like you felt like in love after the first date? Or do you even think that's possible?
I feel like that's possible, but I think it's really just
Your
infatuation.
emotions.
I really just think it's infatuation because I don't believe in the whole like love at first sight, all that. I think infatuation can do some crazy things, and I think that's why couples have like a fall off a lot of time. Like that's why some people go through so many partners, because you get this like euphoric high from the beginnings of a relationship. And so if you crave that and you long for that, then you're gonna go through a relationship after relationship after relationship.
That's really wise. I agree. This episode is sponsored by Spearmint Love.
We are on our way to take our Christmas card photos.
I know, it's kind of stressful. We're trying to get out the door and wrangle 2 little baby boys.
I think Abby looks amazing. Oh my gosh, you look lovely.
I can't decide on these pants. I don't know if I'm going to
I love your pants. I think you should wear those.
But you know who's going to look cute, even if I don't really love my outfit, is our boys, because they have the cutest matching knit sweaters and matching knit beanies to wear from Spearmint Love. They are so adorable. That's actually what inspired these family photos. I saw these sweaters and I was like... Oh,
really? Spearmint Love is the reason we're doing these photos right now?
Literally.
Oh my gosh, okay.
They are so cute. They have everything though. We also have a bunch of their baby pajamas, and obviously with the holiday season coming up, if you're going to buy a gift, maybe I shouldn't be speaking for everyone, but anyone that has a baby, they probably need more jammies. I feel like we're always growing out of jammies, and that's something they wear sometimes all day. Their best-selling organic waffle collection has the greatest material and so many cute prints. They also have extremely fast shipping if you're trying to order in time for the holidays out of their headquarters right here in Arizona. Ooh. So you still have time, even though Christmas is 2 weeks away. So get on it right now. We got the link for you. Click on it and use code UNPLANNED for 25% off your next Spearmint Love order at spearmintlove.com.
Wow, 25%?
I know, that's a great deal.
That's a really good deal. Okay, thank you, Spearmint Love. Now, back to the episode.
Is being intimate the same after pregnancy?
No. It's not.
Wow, so.
Mine feels like it's connected to sleep. If I'm not getting any sleep, I don't have any drive. But I think once I start to get sleep again, that's where I'm like, okay, let's get back into action. And I think you, and I'm sure many other women, their hormones are still adjusting after birth. I like the postpartum hormone thing is a big change. And so that's like the last thing on your priorities. When for men, I think they're like, okay, I'm ready. And the women are like, hold up, like I don't feel myself.
Yeah, it's hard because it's like this body doesn't even feel like you're still getting used to your new body. You're still and to be intimate in such a vulnerable way when you're still having like this weird experience. Like, it's not that you dislike your body, but it's just getting reacquainted. It's like, oh, okay, wait, how could I even think about inviting someone else in this capacity? But yeah, I think that just goes to show that there's a big responsibility on men when it comes to intimacy after pregnancy to like validate their partner. And honestly, at that time, it's really not about them at all. Like, it really is all about the woman because they've just gone through such a crazy thing, and things are going to feel different. Things are going to look different. And, yeah, I guess, like, what would you say to a new dad? You've had 2 kids now.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to intimacy after pregnancy, like, what advice would you give to them or say to them? Because that is a tough subject that I feel like a lot of people don't want to talk about.
Yeah, I would say, I don't know. I think for me, going to the gym has been a good escape. Like, when I'm frustrated, like when I'm just, because as a dad, you don't have the same hormone shift. And so you want to get back into the way things used to be, and it's just not going to be the same. And so I think you need to find something to help you through that, especially as me. Like, I have a very high drive, let's be honest. And so you have to find some way to cope with that
multiple times a day.
100%. It's weird. I don't even. Okay.
I don't know if we should even say that.
But I think as a dad, you just have to be really patient, and I think you need to be very understanding and extremely, extremely caring, and put yourself in the back seat and put your wife's needs above your own or your partner's needs or whatever. So make it about the other person, not yourself.
Yeah. And if I could give something that you do really well, like props, is that like I said before, you just made me feel so comfortable in my skin post-pregnancy, which that like made it so much easier to like go into something like that.
I think you look great. I think you look awesome.
How do guys feel about body hair? I'm sure we've talked about this at one point, but let's just get your updated opinion for those that haven't tuned in, because that was something I was so insecure about growing up. When it came to boys especially, I was like, oh my gosh, like they cannot know.
Man, I think it's changed. Like, I think at first I really liked it, and then I also was like, wow, it looks good without it. And then recently I liked it.
You're really going for down there.
Oh, I thought that wasn't the question?
Body hair.
Oh, body hair in general?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It just depends on the area. Like, and it really depends on the guy. I think most guys probably don't like pit hair. Most guys probably like shaved legs, I'm guessing. And then as far as down there, I'm sure it's just a personal preference thing for guys.
Yeah.
And mine changes all the time. Like, sometimes I want it shaved, and then sometimes I don't. So I think you just got to do whatever your partner likes, really.
Yeah.
And I keep my hair in a way that Abby likes it for her. So there you go. There's your answer.
You mean manscaping?
I manscape in the specific way that Abby likes it. I just manscaped today. I did my manscaping. I shaved my nipples. I shaved my whole area.
I walked in during manscaping and it was horrifying.
That's cool.
Tell me if you think this is too much. Do guys only get boners around their girlfriend?
Guys get it randomly. It can happen.
I think
so
that's
often.
hard for a woman to understand.
And it also depends on where your thoughts are at. Like, if you're thinking about it and then you're, I don't know. Like,
so is it safe to assume that if that happens in public, that it's not about their partner?
No. Like, you can be thinking about your partner and it happens and
in a public place.
Yeah, and you're not even with your partner, you know? Like, that could be part of it. So there's times where I start to think about doing it, and then I have to get up for some reason, or like if somebody comes. That happened to you at the football game the other day. Don't say that out loud, Abby. You don't know who's gonna hear this. But yeah, then it happens, and you're like, oh frick, I gotta stand up right now, and then like you reach in your pants, you gotta resituate.
No way.
Yes, because you don't want that thing sticking out.
It's so hard to be a guy.
So hard.
Gosh.
So much harder than being a woman.
That's such a weird thought. So you can tell when
I'm kidding, by the way.
I know you're joking.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I didn't even realize. I knew you were joking. The internet struggles with sarcasm sometimes. So, no. So can you tell when it's happening?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You can totally tell when it's happening.
People really want to know this, and I think that you didn't answer the question fully.
What is it?
Serious question. Does it feel different down there after birth?
Oh.
And I'm not talking about after a C-section.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. I feel like it goes back, but it doesn't go back to exactly how it was
we
before.
talked about this the other day, and I was kind of surprised to hear you say that, because you never told me until I asked you.
Because I always heard, it goes back to normal, but it doesn't go back to exactly the way it was before. If that makes sense.
So, maybe I shouldn't go into too much detail.
We can say whatever.
You still like it after?
I still like it, of course.
You like it as much?
Yeah. I would say so.
That doesn't sound very...
I think I like it pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Do men find stretch marks unattractive? I'm asking all the postpartum questions.
I think it's like one of those things where you want a natural looking woman,
Yeah.
You want a woman that has...
Or do you? Who knows?
That's what I like.
You
personally.
Do like natural.
I like a natural look.
But you said you like me with makeup.
But a natural makeup. A natural makeup.
Okay.
And so, I don't know. I think like some stretch marks are good, but then it's almost as if you have a ton, it might not look as good.
Talk about my stretch marks, because I got them on the top area.
Okay.
And I got them on the belly area.
It's like you deflate and inflate those things every day. Sometimes I see them and I'm wow, those are so full, and they are huge. And then other times I'll see them and they look like all the juice got sucked out of them,
Well, it's exactly what happened.
And so...
Wait, all the juice got sucked out of them?
All the juice got sucked out,
That doesn't sound very appealing.
That's what it looks like sometimes. I mean, as far as... we talked about this the other day. Like, Augie ate on one boob, and so one boob was huge and the other one was just teeny tiny.
Yeah, and so is that unappealing to you?
I mean, when they're lopsided like that, yes. But...
What if they're both sucked out?
I would prefer them when they're full of milk. I think that looks better.
When they're all sucked out, that's going to be what they look like when we are like weaned.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it is.
I think I saw a TikTok about this. It was the lady that had the little balloons and she was pumping up the balloons and then showed...
Sometimes they're smaller than before.
That's crazy. That's wild.
They're
what breastfeeding can do to your boobs. So moms that don't breastfeed, do their boobs go through the same thing? I don't think
they suffer as much.
Their boobs don't suffer? Like, okay.
No.
Interesting.
Because it's the constant, like what you're saying, the inflating and the deflating that stretches your skin.
Changes your skin up.
Causes stretch marks, which is what we talked about, which makes them saggy then too, because you have more skin than you do have stuffing.
Interesting. My
friend Evan described it as ball sack. I shouldn't say that.
It's funny that you're talking about boobs because you bring up boob jobs all the time.
I know, because I don't know how I feel about them.
Yes, and then I feel like no matter what I answer about a boob job, it's the wrong answer. I think there's no right answer. It's like, well, no. It's like, oh, you don't think I can do whatever I want with my body? And then it's like, oh yeah, maybe that would look good. And it's like, oh, you don't think you don't like my boobs? Like I think there's no. So as a husband, fun little piece of advice here: just don't answer when your wife asks you
I do
about
feel like
boob
if
jobs,
you want to set up your husband
just completely
to have a wrong answer, no matter what, ask him how they feel about a boob job.
Because there's literally no right answer for that, so just don't answer the question.
Because like Matt said, if he's like, oh, I think it could be a good idea, then it's like, oh, you don't like me as I am, like you don't like the look of a natural woman.
But then saying no,
it's like, you wouldn't let me get that after I have nursed your babies.
Yeah.
And
that's why
I think that's the least I am owed.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
It's surefire way to start a fight in your marriage, talking about a boob job. Don't do it.
We've never really actually gotten in a serious fight about it.
That's true. We've witnessed our friends almost get into a fight about it though.
Yeah, we have. Okay, here's the thing. Have you heard of the breastfeeding tax?
What the crap is that?
Wait, that might not be what it's called.
The breastfeeding tax?
Breastfeeding math?
No, never.
So it's talking about how you save so much more money on formula because you're breastfeeding. So you pretty much are owed a special coffee, whenever you want it if you're nursing, because you're already...
Oh, I thought you were about to be like, I breastfed your baby and saved us all this money on formula, so I deserve a boob job. I thought that's what you were about to say.
No, but I'm saying I think it can transfer to that. So say, like, I'm pretty sure that there's enough money left over after you get all your special drinks and your nursing. You've still saved so much money that you can also get a free boob job.
Wait, I think I've cracked the code on this. Abby, I have no problem with whatever you decide to do with your body, whether that's to get a boob job or not get a boob job, because that is your decision.
That is the right answer.
Did I just crack the code?
Yeah, you just cracked the code.
I cracked the code. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Unplanned podcast. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and do that. We have merch. It says "What's up, dudes?" We say that literally every single episode. So if you want to be a part of the crew, grab yourself a hoodie.
You know what? The back of these hoodies definitely should have said "Peace out, dudes." Or at least on the top of the hood.
Why did we not think about that?
The top of the hood, right here, it said "Peace out, dudes."
And as always, 3, 2, 1.
Peace out, dudes.